Self-Sabotage. You should listen to Dave Matthews Band. Sounds like your style. Dude, I appreciate that. I actually love the Dave Matthews Band. That's lit. Cool. All right, so we're live over here on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and then I'm also recording this on my camera. And then let's get this microphone like right. Is that it right there? What do you think? All right, so TikTok, you guys can see that. Instagram, you guys can see that. What if we move that like right there, right? Right there. There it is. There it is. Perfect. Nice, dude. Nice, dude. Love it. Cool. All right. We'll make sure we're staying right here. Maybe like right there it is. All right, so maybe you guys can't see it. All right. Thank you for the follow, Deedle. Appreciate you. Love you, Pop. Thank you for tuning in. All right, so we're going to get this party rolling, baby. All right, without further ado, we're going to record this podcast episode in just a second. I'm going to give it a countdown. And then we're going to be talking about how to conquer self-sabotage for good. Shannon, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. We're going to get this popping here in 3, 2, and 1. What is going on, people? Welcome back to another episode of the Shift Your Mind, Change Your Life podcast. This is your favorite motherfucking coach, Coach Sal. Let's get it. We're talking about a lot of things in today's episode, specifically conquering self-sabotage, dismantling limiting beliefs. Honestly, something that I've been battling for years, and I'm still actively working towards. Actually, I'm reading a book on it right now. The book is called, actually, you know what? I'm going to pull it out in just a second here. Hold on. I wasn't planning on sharing this, but before we get into this episode, I want to show you guys this. The Mountain Is You by Brianna Wiest. So I think I'm saying that right, but regardless, I was gifted this book, and it's been absolutely incredible because I myself have been someone who has fallen victim to self-sabotage. So I'll tell you what, it's a great read, and reading through that book, it brought a lot of things to my attention that I think people need to hear. So if you're listening to this, buckle up. It's going to be lit. We're going to be covering a lot of things in today's episode, specifically on conquering self-sabotage and dismantling limiting beliefs. Because regardless if it's fitness, business, relationships, your life, whatever it is, and that's always what we're talking about on this podcast. But no matter what it is, your mindset, perspective, and beliefs is going to make or break your results, right? I think we can all agree on that. So I think this episode is going to be absolutely life-changing, and it all stems from your mind. We understand, like, specifically with getting into shape, that we need to exercise, right? We need to eat clean and all that stuff. But if you're not in the right headspace, then it doesn't matter, right? I think we can all agree on that. So the question is, well, how do we stay on track? And that's your internal story that you tell yourself, the things in your mind that you're hearing every single day. I think we have like 30 to 50,000 thoughts a day. Like, think about that for a second. It's a lot. So how you speak to yourself is everything. And I want to break this down in this episode that if you're in a spot right now where maybe you're unhappy or you feel like you have a lot of negative thoughts, that's okay. I'm in the same boat, and I'm going to give you some practices that have really helped me level up and break through that. So without further ado, to give you guys a little backstory on this, it's amazing what you could accomplish in just a few years, because for me, 3 years ago, that was something that I really struggled with, like, tremendously. Just belief in myself and confidence, like, I think for the majority of my life, I really didn't believe in myself and what I was doing. And it's taken me a lot of internal work, mentally, physically, emotionally, in therapy as well, to work through that and develop a sense of confidence and conviction. So I'm here to tell you, like, that doesn't happen by accident. I want you to know that you're not alone, because I myself still have my days where I question my moves, right? I think that's normal as human beings that we feel that way, right? But we don't have to stay there, and you can feel confident. You can create that conviction in yourself. And I believe that wholeheartedly. Why? Because I've made that transition for myself, and also the 100+ people that I've worked with inside of my coaching program as well, right? And here's the thing. Now I'm in the position that I feel completely different, because I've worked on all of those things myself. Because every day I'm going to war with those limiting beliefs inside the gym. Every single day. Like, yeah, it may be corny to say, like, iron therapy, whatever. I know there's a lot of people that, like, have, like, that stigma towards it. But, like, it really is. Because, like, that's the place, the 1 hour that, like, that's how I view it every single day. That 1 hour that I get to work out and be in the gym is that hour for me. It's for my mental and physical health, and just to overall feel good. Like, it's scientifically proven that when you move your body, you're releasing all kinds of endorphins and hormones that are actually making you a more happy vibrant individual within your life, right? And I think that's really important. So like for me, working on those limiting beliefs and absolutely dismantling self-sabotage, which is the name of this podcast episode, that's what it's been for me, is continuously doing all the shit that I don't want to freaking do inside the gym every single day. Working on improving myself mentally, physically, and emotionally, and every day going to war with those limiting beliefs. Right? Like, let's just take a dumbbell curl, for example. You go to pick up the 20s. Maybe you grab the 25s. You didn't think you were capable of curling the 25s, and then you start curling them. You're like, holy shit, I'm a badass. Maybe I could do 30. And then you do 30 the next week. And then you do a little bit more, and you're like, holy shit, I'm getting really stronger. What else can I do? And that's the point that we're trying to hammer home with this episode. Right? Is because like you're just doing a little bit more each day and each week. And then instead of playing the victim card of saying, why me? I don't think I could do this. Oh my God, no way. You're changing that and you're working on that and improving it every single day to then become a better version of yourself, which is what we all want. I think we could agree on that. Nobody wants to wake up and say, man, I fucking hate what I see today. I feel like shit. You know what I mean? That making sense so far? Let me know. Because honestly, it was a very challenging thing for me to understand. And it took me a very long time to get here, which is why I said really something that everybody needs to hear. And listen, I'm not perfect, you know, as I chug the Celsius. No, man, but like I really think it's important because like it's all up here, right? So what is that comment? No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. Chris, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. TikTok is always usually good with the viewership, although we used to have like 200 people pulling up. I don't know what's good with that. IG, what do you guys think over here? Can we get some fire if you guys are hearing me? What do we think here? One person. Come on, man. Come on. All right, let's keep this rolling. Yeah, so I mean, honestly, it's been a transformative experience for me over the last few years, and you know, I really do believe that the gym is much more than just physical. It's majority mental, right? Because like I said, with that analogy of picking up the heavier dumbbells, like that's what's going to help you step into that higher version. And that's one of the biggest things that I like to focus on with my clients inside of my team as well. And if you're a client in my program who's crushing it right now, like, you know this, right? Like, we're very big on the mindset and the mental aspect towards it. Because you could have all the best meal plans and programs in the world, but if your mindset isn't good, then it doesn't fucking matter, right? So like, how do you get there? It's by continuously keeping the promises that you make to yourself every single fucking day, regardless of how you feel. That's what it is. And we had a huge call yesterday on our community talking about exactly that. You know, all the things that you need to be doing to level up, conquering these limiting beliefs, dismantling self-sabotage, and stepping up into your highest version, because we're all capable of doing so. Problem is, we don't believe that. So how do you believe that? It's by almost forcing it in a sense for a little bit until you create that conviction in yourself. I say that with energy and enthusiasm because I've been that guy, man. Like I was just talking about earlier in this episode. For a majority of my life, I've been that guy. So if I could turn it all around, man, so could you. Why can't you? I think that's the better question. Like, let's talk about that for a second. Why can't you achieve your goals? Like, let's sit in that for a moment. Why can't you accomplish the things that you want? I'd venture to say more often than not, it's probably a bullshit excuse. I'm just going to call a spade here because that's what it is, right? So here's the thing that we really want to hammer home with this episode. If you don't believe in yourself, then nothing else matters. And creating that belief is by continuously doing all the things you said you were going to do. It all stems from your mind. Like we said, it's a lot more than training. It's programming your subconscious mind to actually become more positive. It's possible. It doesn't happen by mistake. I can tell you that, right? It doesn't happen by mistake. It happens through deliberate, messy action over and over again. It's getting up early and moving your body even though you don't want to. Dude, today, I didn't feel like going to the gym at all, but I did it anyway because that's what it fucking takes. Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like, these principles that you're going to learn throughout the gym are foundational things that you could carry with you throughout your entire existence. And that's what I like to focus on with this podcast: mindset, business, relationships. It doesn't just matter about lifting weights and putting on some muscle, maybe losing a couple pounds. Surface level, it's cool. It's a byproduct of what we do, but ultimately it's more so how you feel every single day about your life and how you feel when you see that reflection, right? Doesn't happen by mistake. Just choosing, like, all these things that you have the power to control, right? Like exercising, choosing better foods, going to sleep early, drinking more water, all these things. It's going to really help you level up, give you mental clarity, more energy, focus, right? And it took me a long time to understand this. I was reluctant for so long, sitting on the couch, feeling sorry for myself, blaming the circumstances, binge eating ice cream and chips and cookies and making all these bullshit excuses. I don't have the time. I'm too busy, yada, yada. At the end of the day, if you want it bad enough, you'll find a way to make it happen. It's really that fucking simple. It's really that simple. If you want it bad enough, you'll find a way to make it happen. If not, you'll find an excuse, any reason to justify your actions as to why you're not taking action. That makes sense? What do you guys think of that so far? Let me know in the comments here, okay? Because in order to hold on. I want you guys to really listen to this for a second. Jot this down if you're taking notes. If you're in the car listening to this, it's okay. But really think about what we're talking about here. If you want something you've never had, you have to be willing to do something you've never done. I'll say that again. In order to get something you've never done, you have to be willing to do. Wow, I just completely had that backwards for a second. In order to get something you've never had, you have to be willing to do something you've never done. Sorry, I completely botched that for a second. Hey, it just goes to show I'm a human being too. Don't put me on a pedestal. Just because I'm a coach and I'm a bodybuilder, it doesn't mean that I'm better than you at all. I don't believe that. I feel like we're all on the same level. We're all capable of doing the same thing. So you just have to make the decision for yourself that that's what you're trying to achieve. That's how you level up. That's how you break through limiting beliefs. That's how you dismantle self-sabotage, is by continuously understanding that you have complete control and responsibility for your actions every single day. And once you can get to that place that nothing really is stopping you and you're more than capable, it becomes a liberating feeling of like, hey, let's do this. Let's figure this out, right? What do you guys think? Are we getting something here? Please drop some fire in the chat if you're getting something from this. Let me freaking know. I'm going to take a sip and then we're going to wrap up this episode. Let's see what we got. Okay. All right. So, guys, to recap today's episode, conquering self-sabotage for good, eliminating that is a skill set, something that can be improved upon, something that can be worked on. It's something that you can change. Nothing is set in stone. That should make you feel good. That should make you excited. And here's the thing, too, as we wrap up this episode. If you don't like where you're at right now, what is stopping you from making that change? And then take an honest look at that. Well, I don't have the time. Get better at time management. Wake up earlier. Set an alarm. Set time blocks, right? I'm too busy. Are you really that busy? What do your weekends look like? How are you spending your time? Who do you talk to, right? I'm just too lazy. What do you mean you're too lazy? I considered myself one of the laziest people there is. And here we are. Just placed top 5 at a national show. First one ever. Our limitations, the only ones that we have, are the ones that we continuously put on ourselves. Sorry, I just messed that up for a second. That's what it is. The only limitations that you have are the ones that you put on yourselves. Nothing is set in stone. If you don't like where you're at right now, let's do something about that, right? It's taking one small step every single day and then building off that. It doesn't happen overnight. It's going to be a little challenging, but I'll tell you what, it's fucking worth it. It's possible. If I could do it, so can you. I'm telling you this from personal experience of being somebody who has made all the mistakes when it comes to a fitness journey or getting in shape. I've been that guy, right? If you followed me for a little bit, you know this. Overweight, binge eating, binge drinking, doing drugs, staying out late. I've been on my fitness journey for 10 years. And I think I might have said this in the last episode, but 10 years. I've made all the mistakes. Not to say I have it all figured out, but hey, man, I've been around the block a little bit. So I'm telling you this from experience of someone who has failed miserably multiple times and has spent years out of the gym hating my body. And I've gotten to this place now where I've built a little bit of peace and a healthy relationship with food and exercise. Please just take one thing from this episode and do something about that. Because I think if you could make this millimeter shift, it's going to be all the difference for you. And yes, it might take 30, 60, 90 days, but you'll look back in a few weeks and months from now and be extremely thankful that you did so. And I know for a fact, everybody who's listening to this, regardless of what platform you're on, or if you're on the audio only replay, it doesn't matter. I'm no different than you. There's no separation. I'm a human being. I'm in the same boat. Everybody starts somewhere. Don't beat yourself up. The only way that you won't get the result is if you're continuously focusing on all the reasons that you don't have what you want. And that's that. So, guys, I just want to say thank you for spending a couple minutes with me today. I really appreciate it. I hope that you're able to take just one thing from this episode and apply it into your life to see that change. So, with that being said, I'm out of here. Peace, love, and protein. Hope you have the best day of your entire lives, and we'll see you in the next one. Let's freaking get it. That's it. Done. I don't have a lazy eye, bro. Does it look like I have a lazy eye? I don't think so. All right, I'm out of here. Peace. I got a piece. Have a good one. Thank you guys for tuning in.